Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed against a live studio audience.
It is, and unfortunately, you are no longer in the room with us. You had to depart.
Yes, I had to depart so that I could come back to the wilds of Pennsylvania and go back to my day job. On a side note, the Treatment podcast Patreon is available at the link tree in the description. We don't have enough listeners to justify having a Patreon. Tell your friends, please. Please, for the love of God, tell your friends so that we can do this professionally and I don't have to go back to work again.
I mean, we could also just do a Ko-Fi.
We could. I might look into that. Anyway, Mark, when you were here, we successfully pitched, produced, shot, filmed, edited, and released our Western epic based on the story of Rapunzel, called Delay at Harlan Gulch. I believe you found some glowing reviews?
I did. I found one from the Christian Science Monitor, which gives it an 8 out of 10. What Alfred Hitchcock once said about thrillers also applies to westerns. The stronger the bad guy, the better the film. By that measure, Delayed at Harlan Gulch is excellent.
Glowing words from the checks notes. Christian Science Monitor. Award season, here we come.
But before we get to award season, I think it would be fun if we spun the circle of stories and adapted something into a new film. What's on the circle, Bill?
On the circle this week is King Arthur, Joan of Arc, Little Bo Peep, The Brave Little Tailor, The Tortoise and the Hare, Hercules, Pandora, Beauty and the Beast, and David and Goliath. Now, what does the wheel have for us today? Cody, you're up. It's King Arthur.
Fuck. Okay. So, there are many King Arthur variations. There's obviously the once and future king myth. There's... Okay. So you've got King Arthur, which is its own set of mythology, and you also have Knights of the Round Table, which have their own set of mythology. So... I think we need to go, do we want to do an actual King Arthur story, and then I will go into that myth, or do we want to follow one of the knights, a la the Green Knight from a couple years ago?
Well, it wasn't the Knights of the Round Table on the wheel. The circle has chosen King Arthur.
And you, Cody, were the one who put it on the wheel, so I guess it's kind of your call. I think, based on the way you phrased it, we're doing King Arthur, and you can put the, Sir Galahad or the Knights back on the wheel, spinning circle for another time. But it's your call.
I mean, that would kind of involve me giving a shit about England.
We had an entire fucking war about this.
Yeah, a lot of good that did. 250 years later.
So, alright. Let's go ahead and do a quick summary of the basis of the literary tradition.
Can I start by just saying the little bits that I know?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so Arthur was the son of Uther Pendragon and was granted a sword by the Lady of the Lake and told that he's king of the Britons. And then he gathered the bravest, wisest, and best knights of the kingdom to form his ruling council at Camelot, which was his castle, and they were the Knights of the Round Table. And then he was commissioned by God to find the Holy Grail. And I know that, historically speaking, King Arthur never dies, but he goes away, and he's going to come back at some point to be the future king of the Britons forever. So there's kind of a Jesus-y element to it.
Yeah, he's supposed to appear in the greatest time of need to defend England from calamity. It's kind of you basically hit all of the major elements. There's not one official canonical version because there's so many different sources. There's French versions, there's Welsh versions, there's English versions, but you hit the most famous version, which is based on, I lost it, Geoffrey of Monmouth's Historia Regum Britanniae, History of the Kings of Britain. So basically, Arthur defeated the Saxons and established Britain, and all of the other things happened. The only thing you missed was Merlin. Merlin is usually a pretty important figure to...
You're right, I should have mentioned Merlin.
Yes. So...
Merlin is very important, especially when it comes to identifying birds by their calls and pictures. I'm a bird person, and the name of the bird app that I use is Merlin.
Mark, why are you 10,000 years old? You knew King Arthur personally at this point.
Yeah, where is he, and is he coming back?
He told me!
So, actually, I don't want to do this one as a historic one. Like, I don't want to set it in the ancient world. I think the more interesting thing would be to do a straight-up fantasy action adventure in the modern era with Arthur coming back. Like, I think that would be the most interesting way to tell that story.
Okay, maybe. I also had that thought.
So did I.
But I also, just now, am having a worse thought.
We do like the worst thoughts.
I think we should do it in the ancient world. And I will point out that this is like Middle Ages. So when I say ancient, I'm thinking, what if we have this whole quasi-Jesus-y thing with the once and future king destined to come back and rule all Britons? But the first time it happened, it was way, way too early. So I'm talking like caveman King Arthur.
Oh, God. You have accidentally activated my trap card, which is that I, at a far too young age, got really into the Earth's Children series by Jean Auel, which is specifically about cavemen. And a significant portion of it takes place in what is considered modern-day France. We could also, taking that idea and running with it, I don't know if it's too trite or cliche, but some sort of battle magic goes wrong and Arthur gets transported back in time instead of forward in time. But that might be a little John Carpenter or...
My thought was Cloud Atlasing this shit. Just have, like, with, like Intolerance, Mark. You just have running stories taking place across multiple eras that are King Arthur in that era.
Do you think we could do that?
Oh,
We all did improv. We can fucking herald this shit.
You fucking love a herald.
I love a goddamn herald.
Changing my middle name to Harold just for you. Maybe you'll sleep with me occasionally.
Wow.
Oh, he went there.
You better fucking edit that out.
I will.
Or I'll never sleep with you again.
I'm liking it. So I'm thinking maybe we kind of... One thing that's coming to my mind right now is Blackadder. And I'm not saying specifically that we do Blackadder, but that's like a thought in my head. If we tell... I think if we pick a very pared down, simplified version of the Arthur story, and we repeat its beats, and we pick like 4 time periods. So I'm thinking like Caveman King Arthur, like the medieval one, Victorian, and the Blitz.
I'm thinking keep it at 3, because we can then like keep to like a nice 3-act structure, and we can have the character.
See, what I'm saying is the time periods aren't the structure. The story beats are the structure, and we repeat the story in each of the time periods. So like he is born, he is given his proclamation, you are the king.
Okay, so like which time period would make this part of his story more interesting? And just tell it and just jump around as we go.
Right now, we may be starting to go down different directions, so I want to nail down the vibe. Because from the moment I said Caveman King Arthur. I'm feeling kind of silly.
Same. I'm thinking, like, not quite History of the World Part 1, but next door.
Split the difference between History of the World and Monty Python.
Yeah, not as sincere as, like, Little Red Hen when we did that before. Definitely some lightheartedness here.
I mean, just the thought of him being the you are the king of the Britons. Well, there's not even a Britain yet.
Yeah.
I mean, are we gonna go that specific, or are we gonna take just the elements of the King Arthur story, which is, you are leader of these people?
I want to go specific.
Okay.
Like, I don't... this was a tough one to try. I like where we're going. And where I was originally nervous about this one was I didn't want to just do another King Arthur movie in period, because that's so overdone. But I didn't want to do something just crazy metaphorical, because we just did that Rapunzel.
Yeah.
So I really like the idea of just jumping from era to era and doing comedy.
So it's almost gonna have a The Office vibe, where the characters are kind of aware that they're in a situation.
Maybe just Arthur?
Arthur and, like, Merlin's going to be in most of them. There's going to be a Merlin.
What if the Merlin has just, like, slowly aged from era to era? Like, he's not jumping around, he has just existed the whole time. And that would nail everything kind of down.
Even he doesn't age. He is literally exactly the same guy he's always been.
Yeah. Yeah, because we need something to anchor it.
Kind of Sword in the Stone or Genie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so, alright, so we got caveman times, could be fun. Medieval, you said Victorian?
I threw out Victorian as possible. The Blitz.
And then modern times. Do you want to throw future in there too, and we'll just dump around?
You know what, let's not do modern times and jump right to future.
Alright. Utopia or dystopia? Or we'll figure that out when we get there.
Part of me wants to say we'll figure that out when we get there.
Okay.
And the other part wants to say dystopia because, and I don't know why it is, but English literature always kind of leans that way.
I mean, if you lived in England.
What, 1984 pitched a wonderful future for humanity.
Brave New World.
It's brave, it's new, those are both good things.
We happy few.
They're happy! Not gonna address other words in that title.
They're even together.
Yeah, see? See, 2 for 3 ain't bad.
So, in addition to the eras, then I think we also need, and because we're spreading it out over so many eras, we need the story itself to be, like, really simple.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if we're doing more funny, that kind of vibe, I think it could be funny to do, like, each bit, there's the introduction part where it's like, you are going to be king of the Britons, but it gets more and more rushed and more perfunctory each time as, like, a running gag. She's like, you will be king of the Britons, and it's, like, super grand, and then, like, the next time it's like, you're gonna be king of the Britons. Then, like, the next time it's like, but fucking, you're king, it's fine, deal
Britain,
with it.
king, you, go for it.
Pretty much,
are we repeating the story beats, or are we just...
No, I'm just thinking, like, the as we jump between the two, jump between the time frames, that's kind of like the bringing the character up to speed and also bringing the audience up to speed with what's happening moment.
Okay.
So I was still under the impression that we were doing it more... When we did Little Red Hen, we started out saying intolerance, but then we ended up going chronologically in order.
Yeah.
And not shuffling the stories like Intolerance did.
Which I think will be easier for a podcast to go chronological.
Yeah, and even if, like... So I'm thinking... My original thought was that we would be doing this shuffled like Intolerance, even though we're going to have to talk about them sequentially, but keeping in our mind that these will be folded together and quickly chopped between. So jumping from the caveman to the Victorian.
Yeah, so the time period is jumping around, but we're still telling the story of King Arthur in chronological order.
Kinda,
right?
Yeah.
Like, the first couple scenes are going to be him learning he will be king, getting the sword and the Lady in the Lake and all that shit, and, like, the last couple scenes are him leaving and the once and future king. Like, we're still kind of going the story of King Arthur in order. It's just, we're going to jump around from era as we go in no particular order.
Yes. That's what I understand, at least.
Okay.
And I think some beats we have to get for, like, the same for each time period. So that you are the king, the way Cody described it, I think we need to get that 4 or 5 times. partly because the way Cody described it is funny.
Yeah, okay.
But it's mostly just like the character. It's kind of like you have that character that is, you see it, Katniss, you're the Mockingjay, but like she has to keep being told every time she reincarnates, like that kind of vibe.
So I'm thinking Merlin and the Lady of the Lake are the two that are like eternal constants, always the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Dogma.
Okay, so let me know if this fits in. This is my thought for the opening scene. Is young King Arthur. It's the Lady in the Lake that tells him, like, you'll be King of the Britons. That's the first thing that happens?
Yes, the watery tart presents him with the sword.
So young boy, we don't see it fully yet, but this is caveman era. He's in loincloth. Goes to, like, the local drinking hole, dips his hands and takes a swig of water, looks up, and the lady is standing there looking as timeless and, pristine as she does. And present, Arthur, you do not know this yet, but you have been chosen. You will be the King of the Britons for all time. And then you just, like, what are the Britons? And then, like, pan out. It's caveman times. Shit, I'm too early. And then hard cut. Future.
Does caveman Arthur speak English?
I haven't decided yet. But Lady of the Lake realizes, shit, we're too early. We go to the future. And flying cars, and, it's London, but dirtier, but also clearly future. And she's standing in front of, like, a kid who's on his phone, or future equivalent. Like, Arthur, you're going to be King of the Britons. We don't have a king anymore, we have a prime minister, get with the times. Am I too late? Shit. And then cut back, and then do medieval times for the first one.
Yeah, I like that.
And set it there, so that, like, we have the Arthur who is in, like, it's in the right time, he gets it, and then we jump around from there as things happen. Does that make sense? Does that fit? Are we?
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
Mark?
Yeah, I like it. I'm just figuring out the thread. Because I still imagine that, like, the lady and Merlin still live sequentially, and they're just, like, eternal and patient. So they don't jump around in time the way our perspective would.
I think Merlin being eternal, like you said, makes a lot of sense. I think Lady in the Lake should be tied with the viewer. Because the viewer does need some sort of entry point that, like, okay, this is gonna be a little bit weird. She understands that we're jumping in time, so I understand that we're jumping in time. And that each Arthur is a different Arthur. And we set that up right away, and then it makes...
Yeah, it's... Merlin is
because we're doing a little bit high concept here. We need to walk the audience in.
Merlin is still human to a certain extent. Lady of the Lake has always been a fae or otherworldly or fucking Christian mythology angel type creature. So I think it makes sense to have her be able to jump about and Merlin just be like, I'm fucking stuck. I just have to stay here and just wait.
Yeah, I see her as a lowercase g god.
Yes. Selma Hayek's character in Dogma.
Okay, yeah. Back in theaters right now, by the way. 25th anniversary.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, the Lady of the Lake is the one who gives Arthur Excalibur.
Yes.
And I kind of like the idea that throughout the different time periods, she gives him Excalibur again and again.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't always be a sword. So, in the future time, it's just, here's a fucking Glock.
Yeah.
Like Romeo plus Juliet.
My long sword.
It just is like a sawed-off shotgun with Excalibur carved into it.
I think it would be funny if one of the times it's a pen, and Merlin's like, bro, what the fuck? And she's like, pen is mightier than the sword.
That's the Victorian one.
Yes.
And for the ancient caveman Arthur, I want to say it's just like a club.
Okay.
Like a really big bone. Like a dinosaur femur.
I was thinking this might be a little bit niche, but what if it is, like, metal, but, like, the wrong metal? Like, we're clearly in the Stone Age, and this is bronze, and, like, her leaving it there accidentally triggers... We find out, like, somehow there's, like, a cutaway gag later. I don't know.
That's a bit much.
Okay.
I think that's a fun idea. I don't think it works here.
Okay.
I think the times need to be, like, each era, with the exception of Merlin and the Lady, need to be self-contained, I think.
Okay.
Because we're already getting a little wacky-do here.
We're already doing a lot.
Yeah.
So now I'm just going to kind of pin down the most broad story beats that each time period are going to have.
Mm-hmm.
Lady gives him Excalibur and tells him, you're going to be king. Lady tells him to find Merlin, and Merlin will teach him how to be king.
I think Merlin's already with him.
At that point?
I think so.
We can change that, because we need to...
So, like, I'm going to say that I don't care what was that asshole's name?
Geoffrey of Monmouth.
More like Geoffrey of Mon Ass. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what that Frenchman said. We're pinning our own story.
Yeah, let's hit the main beats, just not necessarily in... They don't have to be in the correct order, but we'll get all the pieces in play in ways that are fun and make sense of the story. So I like the idea of finding Merlin.
So she gives him Excalibur, tells him he's going to be king, tells him to go find Merlin.
Yeah.
He finds Merlin. Merlin trains him to be king. Merlin tells him to find his supporters, and maybe we can have, like, each age, there's only one. Like, he never builds a full circle of table.
I think he would in the medieval times.
He would in medieval times. Okay. Part of this is just me keeping some things in the back pocket for if we want to do the round table story some other time.
I think it would be fun if it's like, okay, in the first time period we go to, he gets one. Maybe in the second time period he gets a handful. Then we do medieval and he gets all of them. And then Lady of the Lake and Merlin, and the next time Peter, like, this is gonna be easy, we did it last time, and he, like, fucking sucks. Like, that's the time period where he just fucking shits the bed.
Like, future... God damn it, future Arthur is a streamer. Alright, chat, I'm gonna need you to petition the government to make me king.
Yes, that. He just sucks. Oh no. He's Logan Paul. Modern/future Arthur is just a Logan Paul type. You hate it, but it's funny.
I don't want to hate our main character.
Going back to pinning this down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She gives him Excalibur, tells him to find Merlin, and you'll be king. He finds Merlin. Merlin does some training, tells him to find his friends. He finds some friends. He gets given a quest by God. He tries his quest and either succeeds or fails. And I guess that's it.
His departure. Because we want to land... I want to land the plane on Once and Future King.
Here's a thought, and we can shoot it down immediately if we don't like it. I'm thinking of a post-credits tag of the Lady in the Lake saying, like, well, it took longer than I thought it would, but we finally have him. He's perfect and ready. I present to you Arthur, the once and future king, ready to return to the Britons. And then whoever's in charge of her being like, oh, are you still doing that? Yeah, no, we decided on something totally different. You can forget the whole Arthur thing.
They enacted the Prime Minister thing in the 1800s. Why are you still doing the king shit? We've evolved. There's a thing called democracy now.
Have you heard of America? Like, it's not even the England thing anymore. We're trying something different.
You gotta hear what they're doing down in Nigeria. I heard the science scene in Lagos is crazy. Is that a spaceship?
No. We're not combining English and Greek mythology.
We cannot do that.
I respect one of them.
Damn. Okay, so yeah, I think we've got... It's not the most complicated story, but where it gets filled out is the era thing we're doing. So I like that. I think we've got something here. I think the next thing we want to figure out is the quest, because I think that's going to be the biggest aspect of the plot.
And I think each era should have a different quest.
I agree.
I think it should basically be a fetch quest in each era, like the Holy Grail.
It should be get thing.
Yes,
yeah.
But that thing is different in each era.
For the caveman, it's fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Caveman is fire.
Medieval Holy Grail, because that's what it already is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be... I was gonna say, would it be too high concept to do world peace as the modern one?
I was thinking something like a renewable energy source.
Okay, that works,
Something along those lines.
Some, like, unobtainium bullshit.
Yeah.
For the Victorian, it's either some bullshit spice that we can make up, or the Hope Diamond.
What about Would it be too close to the Holy Grail to have it be like, I'm thinking Victorian era, like some deeply specific version of the Bible?
I was thinking like there was a lot of expeditions happening at that time, so like North or South Pole or Everest, one of those Johns.
Yeah.
But it's less tangible, but it would still be an interesting.
Okay, hear me out. That Arthur ends up on the fucking Cook expedition and just freezes to death in the Antarctic. Or was it Arctic? One of the two.
Good. What a ooh. The timing's not right, but I'm thinking Victorian like El Dorado.
Maybe.
It wasn't really an English thing, and it was like a century before.
Oh, what about the fucking Fountain of Youth?
I feel like that was like 1700s and Victorian's later.
It is later.
But yeah.
Is Sherlock Holmes Victorian?
Yeah.
Cocaine? Magical, non-addictive cocaine? Like,
God needs his coca. Get to Colombia.
or, I mean, opium was that time frame, too. Like, it could be something related to that. Like a magical painkiller that's better than opium.
I mean, there's the Koh-i-Noor, which is one of the, it's a big old diamond that is currently displayed in the Tower of London.
Yeah, I think it works better if it's, like, a physical object.
I mean, it's got legendary origins, according to Wikipedia.
What if he's looking for the missing link?
He's with Darwin!
Darwin is one of his knights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it kind of fits. It's like a similar.
It's the Victorian
the
era
Holy
was
Grail.
a lot about like scientific exploration and advancement.
And it's something physical they can be searching for, not necessarily something like.
And it's in that same realm of the Holy Grail where it's like it's like legendary status. I like the missing link.
Yeah.
Although that's if he gets the quest from God, that's a stance we're unintentionally taking.
Hey man, God could have done evolution. We don't fucking know. It's why he's God and we're not.
So the only thing we don't have is modern era?
Future.
No,
Future
the Blitz.
Which is
the Blitz.
I thought we were cutting the Blitz.
Oh, because, I mean, the Enigma codes.
Do we want to keep the Blitz? Because my thought on the Blitz is it's a little too real. You know what I mean? It's fucking Nazis and war, and the other eras like aren't really as much about that. You know what I mean?
So what are the eras again? We've got caveman, Victorian, medieval,
and future, and we're discussing Blitz. Those are the 5.
I can see an argument for both keeping and getting rid of it. I think including it is pretty. It does change the tone a little because it is an actual like serious, more serious than the other versions. It's kind of like how the Minions movie very carefully wrote off the Minions for that time period during the World Wars.
They hang out with the most evil person on the planet, and from the 20s to the 90s, they were in Antarctica, stuck.
See, and I'm thinking we don't have to let it change the tone, because certainly there is a rich vein for mocking Nazis.
So then instead of calling it the Blitz, do we just want to call it World War II? Because like the Blitz is a very specific event, but World War II opens that up. I think that might have been where I got stuck then. I'm okay if it's just World War II, because we can also...
Yeah.
We wouldn't be as much on the Pacific theater, but we can fuck around in Africa as well as the European theater.
I mean, I like the idea of the Thing being the Enigma codes, and he, like, helps Turing. Turing
is another one of his knights.
Yeah, Turing is one of his knights. It also explains, like, once he gets the Enigma codes, but he just, like, fucking dies, and both Merlin and the lady are like, well, he solved the war, so I guess it's fine.
Maybe even we have a bit of, like, yeah, he dies. And maybe Merlin goes like, hey, look, what's that over there? And, like, magics him away. Then, oh, look, he's gone. He never died. He's coming back, I swear.
Our once and future king. Mm-hmm. He'll be back. He will certainly be back.
I know we're not going chronologically, but I think we have to open with Caveman.
Yeah. I don't want to change the opening I described earlier.
Oh, no, I mean, like, the...
Oh, and like the first thing he does trying to find Merlin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just because I think that has the most visual impact.
We're going to be jumping back and forth between these when the movie is actually rolled. But for our purposes here, I think we need to lay out each one individually and just be a little bit more cognizant that we'll be jumping.
Yeah. Okay. So for reference, I'm already making a spreadsheet of details, and on the one side I have the Arthur story, and on the other side I have the eras. So we already did the vertical line. Now we're doing the horizontal line.
Where does Taylor Swift come into this?
Future, because she'll be the Prime Minister of Britain.
Ah, okay. After the Eras tour. So let's... She appears to Caveman Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
And what is Excalibur to Caveman Arthur?
Alright, so what we've already discussed, she appears... She's too early. He doesn't even know what Britain is, if he even knows what English is. I like the idea of, like, a club, but, like... I think it wouldn't be anachronistic to have it be wood, but like lathed. So like it looks like a baseball bat. Like she hands him a Louisville Slugger.
With getting a little bit cartoony, with like a rock kind of wedged into the top of it.
Sure, like but like also like the oval Louisville Slugger logo, but it says Excalibur on it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, hear me out. Not wedged into the top of it as a rock, but wedged into the base of it, like the jewel on the pommel of a sword.
Or like the knob of a baseball bat, but it's a rock, so it can...
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I still want it to look vaguely sword-like-ish, if you squint.
Yes.
I think I want Caveman Arthur to not speak language. So
Okay.
I want that to be all like Unga Bunga with like subtitles. Just for the caveman bits.
Not even Unga Bunga, just grunts. And then subtitles, and we can have the joke be like, and it's a long fucking diatribe. My brothers, come with me as we quest for fire.
You will be the king of the Britons. Lady, I've never even heard of a Briton. What is that? And how can I be the king of it?
What is a king?
Yeah. No, I like that a lot.
Go find Merlin. Merlin, is he living in a tree or in a cave?
I feel like in caveman times, Merlin needs to make himself immediately known. Because this is his first time, and he's real excited. Like, he's literally hiding in a bush nearby.
It is I, Merlin!
You did it! You found me!
I'm thinking Merlin's not ready yet. So, like, oh shit, you're here already. Hang on. Hi, I'm Merlin! Sparks! I thought you weren't coming until the Neolithic, at least.
It would be extra funny if Merlin already has a fire going and stomps it out real quick as Arthur walks up.
I think that's a great joke.
Also, I think Arthur should die on the quest by being struck by lightning.
And his corpse is on fire, and that's what brings them fire?
Yes.
And then his knights would just be someone else from the tribe.
Yeah.
Some guy.
Yeah.
And all he really uses him for is to hold things.
He just keeps handing him stuff, and like every time we see him, the guy is more and more encumbered.
And the other thing I had written down was, for story beats, Merlin training him. So do we have any ideas on how that would go in that time period?
He should definitely, there should be like a montage and he's just hitting his knight with Excalibur. Like, it should start out like baseball swings and then slowly become more swordy.
Instead of hitting his knight, it's like a dummy that Merlin sets up.
Diction lessons.
Yes.
Instead of diction, I was going to say it's a full, like, Regency dining set. And he, like, has to pick the right fork. And like, Merlin keeps swatting his hand when he goes the wrong.
It's like that scene in A League of Their Own where they have to teach them how to be ladies.
I was also thinking from, like, Princess Bride, where she's, like, tied to the back of the chair. Like, he should be tied to his knight who is standing up, acting as the back of a chair.
His knight is the table. Like, so what's that called? Like, posh lessons. What are those called?
I mean, finishing school.
Finishing school.
Etiquette lessons.
Etiquette's the word I'm looking for.
Deportment.
So in addition to the using Excalibur as a bat and ridiculously unnecessary comportment.
Because I feel like this is going to be a training montage where we jump from era to era. So we just need smatterings of jokes. And him doing etiquette lessons and learning diction as a caveman. Like, you have to speak clearly and properly.
Round toes.
Round.
Slight adjustment to the fire thing. Excalibur should be on fire, not his corpse.
Yeah. Both can be true. His knight lights Excalibur on fire using the corpse flame.
Yes. Fire.
See, I had a thought that instead of him getting struck by lightning, we kind of steal a page from the book of Prometheus. And maybe there's some, like, Cro-Magnons or Neanderthals that have fire in their cave, and he steals it from them. But the way he steals it is, like, he sacrifices his grog to make a distraction, and then literally steals the fire. Like grabs a fistful of it, hides it under his you know, I'm kind of putting my hand in my shirt to indicate that this is a visual medium and people aren't listening to it. like tucks it into the furs that he's wearing, and then as he sneaks out, he realizes that he's burning and runs out of the cave on fire. And it's running back to his tribe is how he brings them the fire.
It just runs the whole way on fire. Because Merlin didn't teach him stop, drop, and roll.
Yes.
Merlin and the lady are just like, how is he this stupid?
This has to go better next time, right?
He's fine. He's nope.
Oh, they're eating him. Oh no. Oh.
Well, at least they learned how to cook.
And I have this picture of Merlin, like, taking off his pointy Merlin hat and holding it over his chest, like, oh no.
I really want Merlin to have the same hat in every world, but his clothing stays. Like, his clothing is period appropriate, but he still has the hat.
The purple
Yes.
with the moons and stars, like the generic-ass Halloween city.
Yes.
What's that store?
Parties?
Spirit Halloween?
Oh, Spirit Halloween, yes.
Alright, so the caveman story as it is. Lady in the Lake is too early, gives him Excalibur, which is a club. He gets to Merlin, who's not ready yet, puts out the fire, teaches him proper etiquette and diction.
I want to say that when he meets Merlin, he's in, like, the typical Merlin, like, robe and hat.
Yes.
And as part of the oh, I didn't think you were coming yet. Hang on. Let me hide these books, get rid of the... And then, like, magics on some, like, furs.
A loincloth, yeah.
But keeps the hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Merlin teaches him etiquette. He gets his knight named Grog, who is just a body, goes to the opposing camp to steal the fire, puts it in his furs, which sets himself on fire, and runs back to his village, succeeding in his mission, the once and future king.
Okay, I know we are exceptionally early, but I need to throw this idea out there right now. Casting for Merlin, I just see Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, that's a solid shout.
Because I think it would be funny if the lady's like, the hat, really? And he's just like, it hides my bald spots.
I love that idea. Thank you, Cody. I will not picture anyone else now as we continue.
I just see Steve Buscemi. I can't not see Steve.
Alright, should we move on to medieval?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so Lady in the Lake gets there, the timing's just right, he's down to clown, finds Merlin, she gives him the sword, Excalibur. He goes to find Merlin. Where should Merlin be? This is where we don't have anything yet.
He has, like, a wizard tower.
Yeah.
Like a tower, like in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this, I feel like this is all kind of the standard fantasy, just with the little funky quirks that we're putting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
his training in medieval time, like medieval's the easy one. We're just doing the myth.
Yeah.
So like his training in medieval time would be sword fighting, archery,
Jousting.
Jousting.
Yeah.
Chess.
Yes.
Ooh, I like that.
But I feel like chess should be the end of the montage and he loses, so he just flips the table.
He goes to find his knights. We get a full round table. I think we should concentrate on maybe a Lancelot.
Yeah.
Because the idea I have is that there's going to be one main knight, and we're going to have the same actor play him every era.
Yeah. Like Grog and Lancelot.
Grog, Lancelot, Darwin, Turing, and future guy.
Yeah.
His Twitch mod would be...
Yes.
Writing that down. They would all be the same actor
You know what?
or actress.
I'm actually going to say no.
No? Okay.
Mostly because I'm especially thinking Grog and Alan Turing are so wildly different.
But also, wouldn't that be visually...
I think we have all of them as the different other ones at the round table.
Okay. I like what you're saying.
So,
Yeah.
like, we still focus on Lancelot, and Grog is the barely reference to Galahad,
Yeah.
and Alan Turing is like Sir Bedivere.
Darwin is the Green Knight.
Exactly.
And Twitch mod can be, Guinevere.
Which one is a girl?
Sure.
Okay.
Who else has times to watch some fuckboy on Twitch all the time?
I want to dispute you because only other fuckboys watch fuckboys, but...
That's not true. That is not true. Some of us himbos need something nice to look at occasionally. Okay, so he quests for the Holy Grail. Do they succeed? I know they get arrested at the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and that's my only reference point.
I'm gonna say yes, they succeed. We just need to figure out where it is and how. But also, I don't think they can keep it. And I think it's going to be the Lady of the Lake that takes it from them. Like, whoops, can't leave this sitting around. Excuse me, fellas, I will be taking it. Good job. Go do something else now.
You completed your quest. You may now return to your regularly scheduled ruling.
All right. I had a thought of he finds it, and to keep it safe, he leaves it in a cave with a guard and a bunch of other cups that may or may not be the Holy Grail, and just set up the climax of The Last Crusade.
Yes, I like that. That's a good joke.
You okay with that, Mark?
Yeah, I like that.
I also feel like it's a good blink and you miss it joke.
Yeah, depending on how we put it in there, for sure.
Yeah.
And then he lives a long, healthy life and then just fucks off as an old man.
Yeah.
Once in future king.
Yeah.
I think we don't tell that part. I think we just let that happen in the background and...
Yeah, I want to know what it is, and then we decide later if we include it or not, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to have, like, the entire...
It's important
grid
for us
filled
to know,
out.
and then we can trim stuff
Exactly.
later.
So we can either reference things, or we can cut things, or re-include things. As long as we know what those things are.
So he finds the Grail. Where is it?
I mean, it would have to be somewhere in the Middle East, right?
Not necessarily.
Trying to think what logically would make sense.
I mean, it's taken from Jerusalem eventually to Rome. After the fall of the Empire, it could end up anywhere.
That's right.
And also, since we're dealing in mythology, it could even end up in a place that doesn't exist in our realm.
He gets it from that, he finds it in a city on an island off the coast. And when he removes it, he didn't realize it was load-bearing, and then he sinks that city, Atlantis.
Okay.
I like that.
You know, I like that. I just don't like it being Atlantis. But I think we do still have it on, like, a city on an island that, when he takes it, sinks.
Perfect.
Just because historically Atlantis would have disappeared, like, 1,000 years before Arthur's time.
But also, we're already playing with time, and Lady of the Lake is like, I forgot to do that. Good watching out.
Maybe the Atlanteans used the Holy Grail to resurrect the city, and that's what alerts him to their presence. Then he gets it back, and it immediately sinks again.
Yes.
When he gets to shore with the Grail, he has another vision of God telling him, now that you have the Grail, I need you to hide it. Keep it safe forever and ever and ever. And then he just has a picture of the treasury of Petra, and that's like the end. Because everybody who knows the Indiana Jones bit will recognize the shot of the treasury at Petra and be like, oh, that's how it got there.
Perfect. I dig that.
Yes.
All right, do we want to move on to Victorian?
Yes.
All right. So,
I think this one should be slightly different in that maybe he's, like, in school. Just because I'm thinking if we're doing Excalibur's a pen in this one, because that ties into the science bit.
maybe the lady at the lake is a school teacher.
Yeah. And he's, like, classmates with Darwin.
Yeah.
I want her to come out of a lake, look around, like, where is he? He's supposed to be here. Hear the school bell ring and go, ah, okay. And then maybe kind of transform a little bit to look more like a school teacher instead of clad in shimmering samite.
Before she does that, I would like one shot of her walking through a school hall, sopping wet with a squeaky, like squick, 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 as she's barefoot
Yes.
in her like light airy dress, but just like complete wet rat look. And then as she opens the door into the room, it's just like magically transformed into teacher.
Yes.
She gives him a pen, tells him to find Merlin. Merlin is a professor at Oxford,
Yes.
which I guess his training would be school.
I think it would be funny if we treat, like, yes, but, like, he's wrestling a specimen into a cage.
He's wrestling.
Taking an exam.
He's wrestling a specimen. He's also learning like charisma. They're having like Victorian era roast battles as part of their training. He's learning that Oscar Wilde wit.
God.
Oscar Wilde is there, played by the guy who played Grog.
I kind of want each era's training montage to also include some form of training from a different era that doesn't make sense anymore. So I'm trying to think what would be like the caveman training that Victorian him is forced to do.
I'm just imagining like a wealthy looking young Englishman in the Victorian era like beating a pile of hay with a club. Just full just screaming. So from there then he gets together with Darwin and he goes hunting for the missing link. Is he successful? Maybe that's where we get into the god of it again. He is successful, he finds it, and God just incinerates it. He's like, thank you for that. Can't have that getting out. You see, it makes me look really impressive when I tell them I built all this in 7 days. If they knew it took millennia, they wouldn't love me as much.
So I just want to balance these two jokes to see if we can figure out which one is funnier.
Okay.
There's that you said with God disappearing it like we can't have that.
Okay.
There was also a joke from Futurama a while ago, where he's like debating Professor Bingo. And Professor Bingo says, well, if this theory of evolution were true, then where is the missing link? And Farnsworth is like, well, we found it. It's Australopithecus africanus. Ah, but then where is the link between ape and Australopithecus africanus? We found that too. It's and then it like fades to hours later. Aha! But then where is the link between? And I think he spends the rest of his, like, he finds the missing link, and then God just tells him, yeah, but that makes a new missing link. You gotta find the next one. And then he spends the rest of his life chasing that dragon of, but where's the next step?
I think it would... another twist on the joke that might be funny is God is just like, thank you. I've been looking for that. You are the one true... I don't know, something. You are the purest of all, and just like ascends the missing link to heaven.
So I like that Futurama joke, but it's a Futurama joke. I think it's a little too smart for what we're doing.
Okay.
We could also play a twist on it being he takes the missing link back with him and just Christians disbelieve him because of like all the Barnum shit happening. Like, you just glued a tail on that monkey. Or cut that monkey's tail off, or whatever.
That's some interesting commentary we could be doing with truth and misinformation there. Because, I mean, that shit started with fucking Barnum. Well, it didn't start with Barnum. It started when communication started, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, but, like, that was happening.
Yeah.
So he could be like, I have the missing link, and just no one believes him.
Or maybe he finds it, and then the ship goes down and sinks on his way back to England. And so he doesn't show anybody. but we do have the vision of God saying, "Congratulations, you found it. Good job. Quest complete. Now I can show everybody that. Wait, where'd it go? Shit, it's gone. I swear, guys, I found it for real."
When you said the ship sinks, I had an image in my head of like the ship going down and like Lady in the water or Arthur if he's not on the ship going, someone will find that eventually, and then the Titanic sinks and lands on it. Like 25 years later.
I also like picture Lady in the Lake and Merlin just like snipping at each other when they do occasionally see each other, and Merlin's like, "Water's your territory." She's like, "Not that water."
I like the idea of them like snipping at each other when they see each other, but they're also married, and we find that out at the end.
Yes.
And Arthur is their son.
Stop headcanoning our movie.
Yes. Wait. No.
We're not even done regular canoning our movie yet.
Speaking of cannons, want to do World War II?
Well, how do we end? Do we land on Arthur sinks in the ship, or how does his life end? How does he end his time in the Victorian era?
I think it's funnier if he... I think the funniest is he goes down with the ship.
Down with the ship?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I think, with the exception of the medieval period, I think he should die tragically in all of them.
No, he needs to die comically in all of them.
Or
ironically.
I was going to say, what is comedy but tragedy plus time?
Doing a lot of plus time in this. All right.
So I'm sorry, I still need to talk out some ideas. He survives the boat sinking, goes back to England, and nobody believes him that he found the missing link. And I think we can figure out a funny way for him to die. And I feel like opium is involved.
He gets Jack the Rippered.
Nah, Jack only murdered women.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm thinking there was I think it was a video game that I didn't play, one of those Sherlock Holmes games, where he's like, "Watson, I've figured out echolocation. Watch," and he like blindfolds himself and just fires a gun wildly in his room. And I kind of want him to die from something like that, like some other major Victorian fictional creature that kills him for a really stupid reason.
He gets killed by Mr. Hyde.
He goes back to England, he gets laughed out of Oxford, so he goes to France for a nice vacation and gets murdered by Mr. Hyde.
Oh, is he French?
No, after Mr. Hyde gets sent to France because he can't be in London because of all the murders.
It was either that or like Frankenstein.
He goes back to Oxford, he gets laughed out of school, and he sits down and opens up a letter that he just receives. "Dear friend, I'm sorry nobody believes you about that thing. I have something unbelievable too. You should come visit me. Sincerely, your, school chum, Victor Frankenstein."
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. All right, we good to move on to World War II?
I think we are now. I think
All
we
right.
need to iron out those last jokes. And they're not even that good jokes.
It's all right. That's why we're taking the shotgun approach. Some of these jokes won't make the final. Is the Lady in the Lake an army recruiter?
Like Peggy in fucking Captain America?
Right?
I think... Okay, so I want the World War II bit to start during the Blitz. Specifically, she comes out of the lake. Arthur, explosion. Oh shit, we gotta do this fast. Okay. Plus, this is like the fourth time we're gonna be seeing this scene, so we kind of want it to go fast. Oh shit, okay. We gotta do this fast. Here, take Excalibur, your future king, find Merlin. Bye!
I also think it would be funny if her lake is getting, like, noticeably smaller every time.
Like she comes out of a bathtub in like a London flat during the Blitz.
Or it's like a fucking puddle.
It's like a house that had been bombed, and the plumbing, the water has formed into a large pool.
Yes.
So like, oh shit, do this, we gotta do this quick. Here's Excalibur, you're the king, go find Merlin, get underground now.
And, like, she recedes back into the puddle, and he's just like, what?
And then maybe another explosion, he's like, right, underground. With this shotgun with Excalibur written on it.
So if we're going to have the gun be World War II, we'll have to change what the future one is.
It's an iPhone.
Perfect.
I mean, the future one could also be a taser.
No, I like the idea of iPhone because like I'm picturing a like flying cars communications based future.
Yeah.
So that works super well. Okay, so she hands him a gun. Merlin's got to be like an army commander or something, or maybe he's the recruiter.
Yeah, I think he should be the recruiter.
No, instead of the recruiter, he's in the army, and at this point, I'm going to have to rely on Bill because he has more cinema knowledge than I do.
Okay.
I'm thinking of like somebody from either somebody. Oh shit! I should just Google this because have you ever seen Kelly's Heroes?
Are you thinking of Hogan's Heroes?
No, I'm thinking of Kelly's Heroes.
Never even heard of that.
Tommy Lee Jones in Captain America.
Donald Sutherland. So Kelly's Heroes is a World War II comedy drama about stealing art from behind enemy lines.
Ooh.
Is it art or gold? Doesn't matter. So Donald Sutherland plays the eccentric hippie tank commander nicknamed Oddball, who uses 3 of his Sherman tanks to help them in the heist. I'm thinking Merlin is a guy already in the army who's a little bit in the movie. It's World War II, but he's clearly like a hippie, like the LSD kind of hippie. That's why he's called Oddball. I'm thinking he's like that.
Okay, he's American. I think that's like
yes.
He's got to be like one of the American troops. That's what's going to sell that.
The Oddball quote in Kelly's Heroes is when the hero Clint Eastwood says something about being a hero. Oddball responds, "Hey, to a New Yorker like you, a hero's a kind of a weird sandwich."
All right, I dig it. Any you agree?
Yeah, that works.
Training. I think this might be a funny place to put in sword fight training again, just because it's not that kind of war anymore.
No, jousting.
Yes, alongside actual like military training.
They're jousting with tanks. Like he's jousting on a horse, but other people are jousting with tanks.
Yeah.
No, they're on like motorcycles.
That's a different movie.
Have you heard of the movie? I think it's called Knight Riders, Mark.
No.
It's about a traveling band of motorcycle jousters.
Sounds fun.
That is also
it's fucking weird.
It is also a retelling of the Arthur myth.
You're right, I forgot about that.
I think also, again, the forks thing.
Oh, the etiquette?
Yes.
Lady in the Lake sees it happening. Again?
Merlin's like, I ran out of ideas.
Listen, this is the 4th time. I can only do so much.
Alright. So as knights, we've got touring, and they're searching for the Enigma codes. Who would like to refresh our audience's memory as to what the fuck that means?
Basically, the Germans had, like, an unbreakable code, and they were sending messages to their field commanders, and nobody knew what any of them were, until Turing figured out, well, we can use math and numbers to crack that code, and then know what their messages are, and then plan against them.
Thank you, Mark. Our audience, I'm sure, appreciates that. I definitely knew that whole story.
Isn't it called the Enigma game?
The Enigma Machine.
The Enigma Machine is the machine, and the Imitation Game is the movie.
Imitation Game.
I have not seen it.
Yeah. Benedict Cumberbatch and Keira Knightley.
Yes. Obviously they succeed because we won the war. Take that, Germany. Better watch yourself. I don't know, we better watch ourselves.
I want to say maybe they want to steal the codes from a German officer, and they fail at getting them. But then they go back to England in defeat, and that's where they meet Alan Turing, who's like, hey, I have this machine. Do you think it can help?
So, I just had a thought.
Okay.
Overarching, from era to era, I want Arthur's intelligence to be like a perfect curve, where his highest intelligence is in the middle, in the Victorian era, when he's actually doing science. He is at his dumbest, both in the caveman era and in the future. And he's charismatic, but not very bright in the medieval and the World War II times. So what spawned this idea was he gets together with Turing, and they're like, all right, here's our plan. I'll go try and steal the codes. You try to figure them out. And maybe they have like a gentleman's wager on it or something like that, because England loves betting. And by the time he fails and loses an arm in stealing it from the Germans, Turing's already figured it out with his math.
Yes. So for the actual meat of how that happens, I'm going to say it begins during the Blitz, training montage. We just totally skip over Normandy, the D-Day landings.
Yeah.
He makes an agreement with Turing, and then we just have him lead an assault on a small Nazi bunker somewhere in France to get the codes and fail at getting the codes.
Yeah.
He gets an encrypted message, and when he returns to Turing, he's like, "Haha, I have succeeded. I got this paper. Okay, what does it say? I don't know. Okay, well, I finished work on this box. Let's see here. Type the numbers in, and be sure to drink your Ovaltine."
I was gonna say, like, today's lunch menu.
Yes.
I like it. Well, it was the mess hall I stormed.
Yes, he storms the mess hall.
Yeah.
And we don't even like lampshade it. He just stormed the mess hall and not the commandant's quarters.
Like, he gets the paper out of, like, the cook's fucking apron pouch.
Just as clarification, we did crack it well before D-Day.
That's fine. I'm also pretty sure Louisville Slugger didn't exist in caveman times, but here we are.
It's fine.
If the Knight's Tale can put the Nike logo on his armor, we can mess with D-Day a little bit. So how does War Arthur's life end?
I think a building should fall on him.
He just gets hit by a London taxi.
Or that. Something connected with the war, but not really.
I almost don't want it connected with the war.
Yeah.
Because the way that we're, with our tone, treating the war as a setting, I don't want the war to affect them. It just is where the things take place.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we get a series of quick, spinning newspaper headlines of Hitler's defeat, Berlin falls, the good guys win, ceremony honoring the officers. Arthur gets like the Bronze Star, and as he's leaving, walking out of the award ceremony with Alan Turing, "I have a feeling, friend, that the future is bright for us people called Britons, because here in England, things will always..." And that's when he gets hit by a London taxi.
Yes.
I like it. I think we're going to go with that. The thought that I was
one of those
brewing.
big buses.
Oh, yeah, big London bus. That's even better. I'm going to write that down because we're going with that. I had an alternate thought where he spends the post-year wars traveling the world. So he goes to, like, Hawaii, which was, like, big in the 50s and stuff. But by, like, the mid to late 60s, he gets real big into the hippie and drug culture, and he ends up getting run over by a tractor at Woodstock in 1969.
I like it, but it's a little bit too Forrest Gump.
It's a bit too Forrest Gump. So, big.
And I like his getting hit by a bus being more his fault for not paying attention.
Yeah.
Than he's on drugs. Just he's that blindly stupid, looking at the horizon, everything's great, hit by a bus.
And then Merlin or Lady in the Lake steps out, and she's like, Merlin needed to get somewhere on that wonderful piece of public transportation. He will return. He is our once and future king. Because they have to sell it.
No, is she talking to the audience, or is she's talking to
the crowd who has just witnessed the award ceremony and Alan Turing explaining that he didn't get hit by a bus? You did not see that. He is our once and future king.
And he will return when England is in her most dire hour of need.
The future.
And, hey everyone, look, that dog has really got a puffy tail.
I feel like most of the unfortunate deaths have to end with something like that. Some version of that exact thing. Future?
Future.
Alright, so are we going with the streamer?
Obviously.
Alright. So what we have so far then, Lady in the Lake arrives way too late because he's too far dumbed by the phone. I don't want him ever looking up. I want this to be, you know what? I want this to be a future with, like, beautiful architecture and flying cars, and, like, it's an actual utopia visibly, but everyone's hunched over and slightly mutated from phone. Like, no one stands up. Like in WALL-E, how
like
everyone's...
Morlocks.
Yeah, but not quite that far evolved yet. I'm thinking closer to, like, WALL-E, where like their bones have shrunk because they don't get out of their chairs because everything's done for them.
Well, also anti-gravity.
That too. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
See, I can barely tell the difference between, like, Morlocks and the English today, so fight me, England. Like, subscribe, and comment to tell me how much you hate my opinions.
Mark, it is 3 in the morning in England right now. 4 in the morning in England right now. They cannot hear you.
Oh, you only know that because you're a Man City fan.
Hey, man, European
Fight
soccer.
us, England. Fight us, Manchester and Crystal Palace. Like and subscribe. Comment how much you hate.
Fucking brought up Crystal Palace. Fuck you. I'm still a little hurt by that.
I know.
It should have been a red card. It was absolutely a red card. The referee's a coward, and PGMOL needs to be tried for the crimes. So, Lady of the Lake...
Lady of the Lake appears on his phone. She's like a Siri on his phone for this bit.
First, she appears like normal and like calls out to him, and when he does not respond, then she appears on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, she tries 3 or 4 different times as he's, like, walking down the street on his phone. And one of them is like, oh, I'm way too late, you know, the bit we get at the beginning. She tries various different things to get his attention, and nothing works because phone. And we even see his screen, and he has, like, the camera showing the street in front of him, so he doesn't run into anything. But it's not until she appears on the main screen in whatever app he's using.
Yeah.
She just appears as text, as a text message.
I was thinking like Cortana from Halo, because you still need to sex sell.
True.
Yeah, we still need them titties.
So his Excalibur is a new phone, and we can do some like techno jargon.
I was gonna say it like she's like, this is Excalibur, and it just like fancifies his current phone, like it gets bigger and thinner.
iOS 47.1 Excalibur.
Yes.
See, I don't know how much we like directly stealing from Futurama, but remember the, like, iPhones?
Is this later, Futurama?
They're like, yeah.
I haven't seen that far
They're
yet.
these really... It's from the same episode as that meme, Shut Up and Take My Money.
Is it really?
Yes. The iPhone, instead of being like a glass brick, it's this little thing that you jam into your eye socket between your eye and your skull.
I'm not that far in my rewatch yet, but I have seen this one.
That's also... I was just gonna say, it's also something that's in, like, a lot of... Like, Ready Player One has something like that. The extras in the Scott Westerfeld series has that.
Yeah.
The optic in Watch Dogs Legion. But I'm specifically pulling from Futurama because there they do a little bit with the logistics of actually, like, putting it in, and it's really unpleasant.
Okay.
And I want it to be like that. The Excalibur is like a new VR ocular insert, so hold still really quick.
Yeah.
What do we think?
What if we do something like, it's just like a spike jammed into his temple, but has the same effect?
Or...
And he says something like, oh, I don't do body mods. I heard they're like, once you need to update them, you have to go in for surgery again or something. And she's like, oh, shut up, and just jams it into his temple.
What about Google Glass?
I thought about that too, but I like Mark's idea with the, it's forceful.
Like, I want it to be physically unpleasant to actually start integrating it.
Fair.
Like Google Glass, you just put it on. It doesn't really hurt. And I want this to hurt him.
It needs to be inserted rectally. Excalibur is a biomod butt plug.
What about a Spinal Tap? You would get the same visual joke, but less sexual assaulty.
True. Spinal Tap works.
Like, turn around and pull down your pants. Why?
Oh, okay. You know, I don't actually know what a Spinal Tap is, so I had to Google it.
It's a documentary by Christopher Guest.
No, you're thinking of the Ruddles.
Is that the one that the Lonely Island did?
So anyway, yeah, this looks horrifying. Let's go with Spinal Tap.
I like Spinal Tap. Oh my god, I just had an idea for finding Merlin. She says find Merlin, so he uses his new super body tech to just, you know, hack the everything, like in what was that shitty Vin Diesel movie, Bloodshot?
Bloodshot.
Like in Bloodshot, he just hacks the everything internet and winds up on a webcam, and like with caveman times, finds Merlin in his normal cape, but he's like prancing in front of the mirror. and he turns, realizes he's on webcam. He's like, oh shit, not again.
Yes.
Takes off his hat and covers the camera.
Yes. And then removes it, and then he's like dressed like Future, whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that feels good.
You can find me here.
Merlin's training is just basic calisthenics.
No, you know what? Merlin's training is like all of the other things, except he literally just doesn't do them. Like he's just standing there holding the bat, and there's a dummy there, and he's just on his phone. He's sitting there with all the forks, but he's just on his phone. They're sitting there playing chess, and he's on his phone.
Jousting, like riding the horse full tilt. Joust in one hand, but like on his shoulder, and just phone in other hand, not paying attention. That's so good. So he starts live streaming, and his moderator is his knight of the round table, or his mods are.
Yeah.
And I think it would be funny if we never see them beyond avatars. Like they're all VTubers. They just one of them is an animated cat. One of them is like a realistic looking dragon. One of them is just Ryan Reynolds.
One of them's a real fucked up meme.
Or not right, like Humphrey Bogart or something like that, like some classic actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's an overcooked meme. Like it's an overcooked meme of like the cat hanging on a tree. It says Mondays or whatever, like hanging in there.
Yeah.
But it's like that, but like yeah, just something stupid like that.
Mark wouldn't know anything about that.
I don't. I'm too old to know what a meme is. So what is future Arthur's quest?
We had originally said renewable energy, like cold fission or something, but I think we might be able to do something better.
Infinite battery.
I mean, hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
What about slay the dragon? And in this case, the dragon is like Omnicorp. Or is that not the kind of future we want?
I think that's like, because we've stuck with it being a fetch quest, I think changing it for this one.
Because they've all been fetch quests, at least for him.
Yeah. I mean, we could do basically a combination of the two things, which is like the infinite battery renewable energy source is housed in this corporation. So to get it, you have to take them down.
Yeah, like, let's dig into actual conspiracy theories for a moment. The US government has known the secret to clean renewable energy for years. They got it from the aliens at Roswell. They're just keeping it secret until the last possible minute so they can make a lot of money off of it. He's got to steal the water-powered engine or whatever from the US, from fucking Fort Knox.
Yes.
No, only because England. So like the English Fort Knox.
How?
From the Tower of London?
Yes. And I think maybe at some point we see a world map and there is no America, and we do not comment on it.
But like
the border is just dead middle, but it's just Canada and Mexico.
Oh, I was gonna say it's
Yes.
like perfectly cut out, missing America, and Canada and Mexico are fine.
No, just a one straight line on the parallel. Canada and Mexico. And maybe like one little enclave of like, what would be a funny one? Thailand.
Some of Florida is still there.
Some of Florida's Cuba.
The shape of Florida is just Cuba. Yeah, Cuba's good. Cuba reclaimed Florida, but like with its current 2025 boundaries. Oh, I like that a lot. That's really funny.
And again, we do not comment on it.
Oh no, that's all it is.
It is just a visual gag.
Just a visual gag.
And another visual gag on this same world map. There is no borders in Europe. It's all just labeled France. Or Ultra France.
Ultra France or Luxembourg. Because the idea of Luxembourg taking Europe is really fucking funny to me.
I like Luxembourg.
Alright, so we...
But the L is a pound sign.
No, the E is the euro sign. Because they wouldn't be the pound sign, that's the UK. But I like where your head's at.
No, see, I like it being the pound sign, both because it's an L, and because that's the UK money, and also we're not commenting on why did Luxembourg overthrow Europe, and also use the British pound to do it.
Okay, I'll take it.
But not become British.
You know, get me both on set, we'll shoot it with both, and we'll decide in the editing booth.
Okay, Marty Scadardi.
So I had an idea for how his quest goes. He live streams the whole thing. So like as he's exiting the building and completing the theft by leaving the building with the item. Just the cops step out, they're like, you were live streaming this whole stupid thing. Like, what are you doing? We have to take you to jail. But because he was live streaming the whole thing, the mods figured out how it worked. And he still technically got it.
I was gonna say, or he just gets eviscerated by the lasers at the exit.
That could work too.
But, same thing, the mods still figured out how it worked, so... Also, I think in this one, it should be objective, like on the HUD, and you should get the achievement sound when he completes the quest.
Yes. We see from his eyes, and he's got his HUD on.
Yes.
He's got the chat, like the Twitch chat on the right-hand side. He's got the subscriber count on the bottom. He's got the current objective on top. It just looks like a Twitch overlay, but it's his actual fishing. He
gets distracted at one point because his follower count is going down.
Tell you what, if I get 5 subs in the next 5 seconds, I'll lick it. Like...
And all of the chat is just lick it, lick it.
Tongue emojis.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
So then, as I guess this is how we end it. Then is all of the different Arthurs, die. We see all of the different Arthurs, and then the lady brings them together to I'm picturing just like a white void type place. She brings all of the different time period Arthurs together in their bodies together in this place. And then she and Merlin, maybe this is where we reveal that they're married.
Okay.
She and Merlin merge them together into one perfect Arthur. And present and say, all right, so after all of the trials and tribulations and quests and successes and failures, we now have the perfect once and future king.
And I think this is where...
it God she presents him to?
I was gonna say, I feel like this should be the point where the higher power that's in control of her is like, wait, you're still doing that? You didn't get the update?
Yeah, that's where I'm ultimately driving. So, what is that power? Is it the same God that had been giving the quests?
Yes, I don't think we should see it. I think it should just kind of be part of the void.
Yeah.
And I think we should do the same thing that we did with, I can't remember which previous one we've done, but it's like multiple voices overlayered into one.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I had an alternate ending idea before we go on, because I think we're going to go with the void ending. My ending idea was future Arthur gets lasered to death, but the world gets the renewable energy. And Merlin's doing the thing he normally does with, oh, don't worry, Arthur will be back when Britain is in need. And then the Lady of the Lake appears, and it's like, there's not going to be Britain for much longer, as the Luxembourgian troops land in Brighton, and that's where we go off. But the void's a good idea. The void wraps it up nicely.
Instead of not seeing the higher power, part of me wants to see the higher power and make that another part of the joke. Like, I'm thinking about the end of the Muppet movie, when they get to the Hollywood studio and it's Orson Welles, and his only line is like, bring me the standard Hollywood superstar contract. I want to see it, and I want it to be like somebody, but not like a huge somebody, like actually probably Marty Scidardi.
I was gonna say Danny DeVito.
See, I think that's a little bit too funny. I really do think, like, Martin Scorsese.
I was thinking not even a human. I was thinking, like, a magic 8-ball. Or, like, a Ouija board. Or, like, a fucking, like, a speak and spell.
I like a magic 8-ball, but a talking one.
Yeah.
Here he is, the perfect once and future king, after all of his trials and tribulations, ready to rule over the Britons. Shake the ball. Does it meet your approval, my lord?
Cut to shaking the 8-ball.
Shake the ball. Oh, did you not get the update? We're not doing that anymore.
Oh, did you not get the update? Shake, shake, shake. We're not doing that anymore.
Cut to credits right on impact so we don't even see the 8-ball shatter. Or the word fuck complete so we can do this in PG-13.
Yes.
I'm thinking, studios. I'm thinking.
I like what we have so far. So now let's cast it. Do we want all of our Arthurs to be the same?
I had imagined Arthur is played by the same actor in all 5 eras.
Okay.
So you're gonna need someone with a pretty wide range.
Yeah, and someone relatively young and timeless looking.
What do we think about Dom Sessa?
On it. DOM.
Sessa.
Dom.
Dominic Sessa.
With a D. Well, I feel like the other thing that we need to look at is we are telling a story about, England. So maybe we should have an English actor play Arthur.
Good point.
Is that another joke that we want to tell that it's an American? Because, what about Tom Holland?
My idea regarding actors is either we do an American actor for Arthur and a bunch of Brits where they belong, or Arthur is the only British actor and everyone else is an American and not even trying to bring a British accent. Because there's 2 jokes to be had in casting there.
Well, we already have Steve Buscemi as Merlin.
So English actor for Arthur, everyone else is American and or other?
Yeah.
How about Harold Pattinson?
I'm sorry, I don't read the works of J.K. Rowling. Harold Pattinson?
Danny Radcliffe?
Oh, you were literally saying that. He's too old.
Yeah, he's a bit old. I did think of that, though.
He's a bit old for the streamer, but he's just about right for all the others, I think.
Yeah.
And he's got the range.
He does have the range.
Yeah.
I think we can digitally de-age him enough to make him fit for the one that has to be young, unless you guys can come up with something better.
I think we could. That could be funny, especially if we cast Elijah Wood as one of the knights.
Do we want to cast a straight man and all the characters around him are comic? I feel like that's what we're doing, right? Or do we want to cast like a comic actor?
I think we need an actor who has a lot of range, so that's probably going to be a comic actor.
Because if he's the only Brit, I would say that makes him de facto the straight man in the comedy bits.
Yeah.
But that's not that he can't be funny.
Yeah.
The only thing that's coming to mind is like James Acaster, but I've never seen him act.
What about Kit Harington? He might be a little old, but he can play straight man really well, and he can also play both smart and dumb. Kit Harington was...
No, he was Metal Arm in Captain America.
No, that's Sebastian Stan.
Fuck, who was Kit Harington again?
Kit Harington is Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
He's one of the characters from the big myth franchises that I cared less about than I should have. Listen, there's someone on the tip of my tongue for this. Do we want to come back to it? Let's come back to Arthur.
For the knights...
Are we good with Buscemi as Merlin?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Dev Patel as one of the knights.
Which one?
Whichever one we're using Gawain for, because I think that's funny, even if the joke is only for me.
Maybe he's one of the Twitch mods?
Yes.
So he would appear at the round table, but his would be like one of the avatars that looks like a cartoonist version of him.
Or it's a tree.
God damn it.
Dev Patel was in The Green Knight, which is the joke that I'm making.
I'm pretty sure I've said this on this podcast before, but people at home, watch The Green Knight. That movie's fucking incredible.
Fucking rips.
But that wouldn't make him the main one, unless we want him to be our Lancelot.
I think instead of names, we should be talking about what character they are. Lancelot was the main knight in the medieval one, right?
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Do we want him to be the main one in medieval times?
Dev Sherman?
Dev Patel, yeah.
Dev Patel? Yeah, that works.
Just as a callback to Green Knight. For Grog, fucking Bill Hader.
Now I want somebody beefy for Grog.
Batista.
More beefy and less shriveled.
Yeah, Batista's head is real rankled.
Chris Evans?
I feel like we always go to the Chris Evans well. We could do better.
And when I say beefy, I don't mean like muscular.
You mean like 1920s strongman?
Yes. I want a fucking caveman ass. Like if you could put a bunch of hair on Kevin James.
Bert Kreischer? I don't think he's a good actor, but he wouldn't have to do much other than grunt and be shirtless, and I think he would love that, to be honest with you.
Yes. Looking at him, this is exactly what I want. Maybe a little bit more hair on the arms, but if you could take from his chest and put it on his shoulders and arms, yes, Bert Kreischer for Grug. I love that.
I don't know why. I think it would be funny to do Eddie Redmayne as Turing.
I was looking at Eddie Redmayne for Arthur, actually.
Is he American or British?
He's British.
British.
I know that because when he first burst on the scene, I had to double check that guy we went to college with didn't change his name. Because he looked and sang like a guy we went to college with in Les Mis.
You know, I like Eddie Redmayne. He's classically attractive enough, and he's also got kind of that like slimy Twinkie vibe.
Yeah, he's got a goofball energy face.
Yes.
But like I feel like I've only seen him play serious, and I feel like he would. Remembering my acting days, I would have loved the opportunity to stretch my fucking wings a little bit and be funny for a bit if I was doing that much drama and serious. So yeah, I'm good with Eddie Redmayne.
James Marsden as another one of the knights. I don't know which one.
Darwin?
Yes.
I'm okay with that. Mark?
Yeah, sure.
Elijah Wood as Turing.
Keira Knightley as the Lady of the Lake.
That's perfect.
Absolutely.
I feel like we can do better than, what's his face for, Guy.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, that's the one. I feel like there's a better Turing in there.
I'm just trying to think of like weird little guys, which I know isn't necessarily fair, and I don't know what Alan Turing actually looked like.
do we recast Benedict Cumberbatch?
No. Brits.
Do we cast him as an extra that he has to look around to get to Turing?
Yes.
There we go. We got to make the joke there somewhere.
Yes.
Simon Pegg. Oh, he's also British.
I think we can do better.
We can do better.
Cody, can you look up Alan Turing really quick? I feel like seeing his face will put a face in your mind.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't
I'm
want
just
the
thinking of Benedict
movie,
Cumberbatch.
I want the guy.
Zac Efron?
No.
No, he doesn't look like Zac Efron, but Zac Efron playing him might be fun.
There's someone else.
Do we want to switch and do James Marsden as Turing and Elijah Wood as Darwin?
You know what? I want someone old to be Darwin.
Okay, but James Marsden for Turing? We good with that?
I like James Marsden for Turing.
Because he kind of...
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. I don't know how old you want to go, Mark, but Chris Pine?
I thought you were going to say Christopher Lloyd.
Or Hugh Grant?
I want a weirder face for Darwin.
Ray Fiennes.
I want a less refined face for Darwin.
John Cena.
Like, Darwin is where I want, like, a Nick Frost type.
You just Google weird-looking actors real quick.
Google's not very helpful with that kind of term anymore. First, you have to scroll by AI saying, actors are weird-looking because of their genetics, and then lying about...
Character actors. Stephen Root.
Peter Dinklage.
Gary Oldman.
I like
Colin Firth.
Peter Dinklage. Colin Firth is too attractive. What about John Turturro?
Oh, John Turturro might not be bad. We might have to cast a younger Darwin as well. Just because, like, they meet in school age. But,
Willem Dafoe.
oh my god, yes. Yes. Mark, please say yes. I want to write this down.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe, and he plays the same character at high school age, and they do not DH him.
Yes. I was gonna say Willem Dafoe or Walton Goggins, like one of those two.
Nah, Dafoe is perfect. He's got such a fun face.
Very specific face.
And also, if we see Knights at the Round Table before we see him, is that Willem Dafoe in the fucking...
Yes. Is that everyone then?
Yeah, because those four would be the Twitch mods.
Yeah.
So, like, Burt Kreischer would be the cat girl. Dev Patel would be a tree.
Yes.
I feel like Willem Dafoe would just be Humphrey Bogart.
Yes.
And James Marsden would be... He would be the overcooked meme.
He would be a Sonic M-Preg meme.
Yes. Perfect. And then did we okay Eddie Redmayne then? For Arthur?
I think so.
I think we got a movie here.
I'll say.
I think we got a fun fucking movie.
For the title, Once and Future King.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But, like, the O is fallen over.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe the G is, too.
The only thing is there is a book called The Once and Future King. That's relatively recent.
If we don't have the, then we're safe.
Once and Future King. And the poster is the words Once and Future King. Huge and carved out of stone. That have just fallen out of the sky. And, like, a pair of legs sticking out just got crushed by them.
Yes.
And there's random anachronistic things about the person. So there's like a smashed iPhone and also like the baseball bat club and a gun.
There's a little bit of burning.
Yeah. Some smoldering. Just little hints of the time periods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Slight adjustment. It's still Once and Future King falling out of the sky, but the fallen over O is what crushes the person.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of O, it's the G, because it's already on the bottom.
Yeah.
And if the O fell down, then it's hard to read.
Yeah.
That's true.
And if we're talking about an American audience, it's hard enough to read already.
They have to take a picture of the poster with their phone and ask Siri to tell them what it says.
Does it need a tagline?
I feel like this would be forced to have one of those basics, like a comedy for the ages. Like something
A
generic.
legendary comedy.
Yeah.
And I think the tagline should be written in like that fancy floral medieval script.
Yes.
Like embroidered on a piece of cloth that is being held by cherubs.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
And when does it release?
That feels like a back to school movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this feels fall.
September.
Yeah.
Yeah. After, like, the blockbuster season's over. Yeah.
When you don't want to have to think too hard.
Exactly. All right, well, I'm gonna take a scan of this horrible spreadsheet I wrote in my notebook and slide it under the door of every producer I can find.
And it won't be long until we can all see Once and Future King this September in theaters near you. This has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories. We've been your hosts, Mark Lucas,
Billy Beck?
And Cody Beck.
and we'll see you at the movies.